been said, a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. Dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Sorry. Hello, friends. Welcome to Flash Phantasmagoria. Oh no, more Bears edition, also called Lofi House, just for fun. My name is Melissa. I am the glue mistress. I'm also a bunch of other things. I'm an author. I write short fiction and poetry. And I have a cold, so I apologize if this is a little like, but we'll see where things are going today. So, let's see. First, we're going to thank our sponsors, our friends at 3D2U. They do awesome personalized gaming stuff. They create really cool dragons that they've 3D printed. They've done some really beautiful work with wood, but also with they got a plastic printer at some point soon. So definitely check them out, 3d2u.org. You can follow them on Facebook and Instagram. They're really lovely people as well. They're just wonderful, wonderful folks. So check out 3D2U. Also going to say hello to Destination D&D, destinationdnd.com. Interactive RPGs in exotic locations, including the one featured on this poster. That is the Muncaster Castle. And there will be a trip to that in July, I believe. And right now, I think Paolo is taking a group. This is a great story. Paolo is taking a group of American reenactors who like to be Landsknecht to the it's probably like 500th anniversary of some very important battle in Europe. So he's leading them there and getting them to participate in this battle. So they do customized stuff too, which is really, really cool. But yeah, destinationdnd.com. Check it out if you want to travel to other cool places and play D&D while you're doing it. And as mentioned in the comments, I have two books. One is called Dread. The other is called Dare. I didn't intend for them both to start with D, but here we are. I don't know if that continues to be a theme. But yeah, I have these books available on Amazon right now. Super proud of them. Really, really loved this most recent one. Dread has some amazing artwork from a friend of mine, Devin Borkowski, who is a native of the Rappahannock tribe in Virginia / New Jersey. And she does some amazing, amazing artwork. And I need to get her contact info. The second I'm out of here, I'm going to make sure that I text her and be like, hey, I'm going to start bumping you on our channel. I don't know if that'll help, but we'll try. Anyway, hello. Welcome to Flash Phantasmagoria. Oh, 500th. Hi, Ansa. It's nice to see you. I mean, not see, but experience you from afar. It's nice to be here. Things are weird. Not just worldwide, obvi, but yeah, so in brief, Tom got a cold starting on Monday of last week. Then Thursday, the baby came down with a cold. This past weekend, I stayed home from the Ren Fair, which is very unusual for me, but thankfully, because I have an amazing team at Flarf, I was not strictly necessary. They missed me, but I was not strictly necessary. So I stayed home with the baby so that she wouldn't infect other babies. And then lo and behold, on Sunday, thankfully I stayed home. I came down with a terrible cold. So I'm working my way through it. And looking forward to being back on the grounds this coming week. So anyway, that's been like a whole thing that's been going on. But that's why we didn't have Gothic Horror, if those of you who are hanging out with us. We had intended on just doing like a talk back or doing some kind of session, and then both me and Dan ended up being sick. So sorry about that. But I can control this little space. And I invite all of you to just keep in mind that you can control a little bit. I'm trying to make it even. There. A little bit. You can control a little bit of your world and use that opportunity to create art and make an impact locally. I know the big world is overwhelming. But if you start small and within your community, then you can make a difference for those people. And that's important. Oh, sorry, London. Can we do something about bureaucracy? I have to go to the SSA today. Yeah, and I have to figure out how to do name change stuff for things. Yes, bureaucracy is difficult, but there are reasons. I'm going to get off of this in a second. There are reasons why a lot of things exist. Bureaucracy is difficult to navigate because a lot of people try to cut corners. There's important reasons why these things exist. I'll give you a great example. Because I'm into true crime, H.H. Holmes, which is not his original name. Fun fact. H.H. Holmes, who was theoretically the first serial killer in America, he regularly changed his name on a regular basis and just went by a different name, and would move to other communities. And he took out loans for himself a couple of times. Like, people have historically exploited systems. And that's why there are systems in place. There can always be improvements, but there was a time when people would just move from town to town to town, changing their name constantly and literally getting away with murder because you couldn't track them. So there are broadly reasons why bureaucracy exists and why it's important to continue to work within systems as best we can, because dismantling them doesn't help. All right. Anyway, cool. So I'm like mildly loopy, if that wasn't self-evident. Today we were doing Flash Phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria is scenes like unto a dream. So I like to think of it as just to the left of reality. So, you know, when you have like a dream and it's the town you grew up in, but it's not quite, like all the buildings are wrong, but in your mind, you have recreated this town you grew up in as this space. That's what I like to think of it as, is just to the left of reality, to things that are somewhat realistic but off. Usually in me, that presents in like horror, or dread, or sci-fi type stuff. But I also, and this will be my challenge today, I'm also happy to accept things as being like happy. Yeah, happy, normal, good. Better than actual reality. I think that's what we're going to go for today. It's better than actual reality, especially with the music I picked out, which I'll go over in a minute. Flash fiction is anything under, I think, 1,000 words. So it's things that you can write quickly and that people can consume quickly. I've heard them called cigarette break stories, or 5-minute stories, or drabbles. Drabbles are super short. They're like 100 words. The point is you try to get across the feeling of whatever it is that you are aiming for within a short time period. And that is the goal for today, as usual, to create something within a 5-minute time period, whatever that creation is to you. So that could be a poem, that could be a drawing. London has created bread one time because we had a suggestion of wheat. I don't know why. No, because I was looking at stuff. So yeah, wheat. But today we are going to get some prompts from all of you, and we're going to try to do something positive, happy, especially with this music I picked out. So I was looking through music. I use a site called Breaking Copyright. I will pull it up in a second. That is on YouTube, but I always credit all of the people who have the music according to their specifications. And I was like, I'm going to look for house music. Now, what I meant to find was what is in the description, Lofi House, which is usually like chill background beats. That's the what I usually like to put on when I'm doing work. What I ended up with unintentionally is basically regular house music, which is a lot more like upbeat and wild. And again, in the earlier descriptions, I was going through some of them, and normally I don't listen to them in advance, but there, some of it sounded like really upbeat, crazy anime opening credits music. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why this came to my head, but I had an ex-boyfriend that really liked a show called Urusei Yatsura, I think. I think it's those crazy aliens. And it was one of those like, like it was super, super boppy and like exciting and stuff. And that's, anyway, what I am equating this music to today. So be prepared. This is going to be a very upbeat, weird thing. All right. So let's get some prompts. So we're going to start with happy. Let's just start with the word happy. All right. So we're going to start with the word happy. And then I need... let's go with the flower, a type of flower. I mentioned this a lot. Vaguely specific. You can say flower, and people will think of a specific flower in their mind, but that's not always the same thing. But if you say daisy, people know what you're talking about, or all these random ass flowers behind me, like tulips. If you say tulips, that's going to evoke a specific memory. Perennial? Yes. I like it, London, but can you be more specific? Because perennial can mean a lot of different flowers. Well, yes, comes back yearly, yes. But see, when I think of perennial, I think of like one of those big puffball doodads. What are they called? Hydrangeas or something like that. Ooh, there we go. I like irises. Thank you, Alsa, for jumping in on that. Irises. Ooh. That's a very specific flower. All right. Happy. Irises. Ooh. It's also the name of the Greek rainbow goddess. Iris? Oh. It's also the name of a song by the Goo Goo Dolls. Anyway. Okay. Happy. Iris. Flower. And let's do one more. Okay. What I mean to say is a neutral color. What came to my mind was, let's talk about nudes. No. What I mean is a neutral color palette. So something in the beige, brown, eggshell community. So a color that is low-key. This is nudes. I'm just cracking myself up at this point. I don't know what's going on. So a color that is muted, earthy. Let me think. I'm trying to come up with something good and I can't come up with anything. Because again, brain, float. Whee. I'll give you a couple more seconds to come up with something. Otherwise, I will pick something. All right. I'm going to go with tan color. There. Tan color. So here's what we got. Happy, iris, the flower, tan, the color. So obviously these words can mean multiple things. Iris can be your eyeball. Tan can be what happens to your skin when you go out in the sun. All right, now sharing some very strange music. Let me present this. Sure. All right. From Breaking Copyright, this is called Leo Mind. Somewhere Now. Add to stage. Duh. This is gonna be weird. Okay, we're going with happy, iris, the flower, tan, the color, and a wild music selection. So we'll put 5 minutes on my phone. You have 5 minutes to create whatever you want based on these prompts. We're going to have fun and see what happens. Here we go. You have 20 seconds. Wrap up what you do. There it is. Whew. Okay, friends. I made something. I'm going to read it to you. It's very short, but that's okay. So I took the time today to hang out with you and make something. And it says, delirious, spinning faster. I am strewn about on the dirt, a pocket full of irises thrown down for a romantic tryst, rolling in the grass. Sweat pooling on my lower back, the smell of SPF and lemon. Our tan skin overlaps and we hold hands, a small act of defiance. Super simple. I'm going to put it in the comments because it's short. Thank you. Thank you for being here to create with me today. I'm going to say a quick shout out to all the cool people. Yes, it does. It feels, yes. Feels very pride. Been thinking about it a lot. Like that. Yeah. I love it. It's short. Art doesn't have to be big. Just saying. Art can be small. Art can be chill. Taking a brief moment to thank our sponsors one more time. 3D to You, personal friends. We love them. Check out their really awesome 3D printed stuff for gamers and really cool art. Also, shout out to obviously Madam Unsa, who's hanging out. Hello. And Destination D&D for all of your Destination D&D needs. Renadventures.com. We're heading. Oh yeah, that's right. Muncaster Castle is in July, and New Orleans is going to be happening again in November. Small arts, yes. Small art is worth it. Small art, smart. Anyway, also, I am me. I wrote a book called Dread. There's also another book called Dare. Super proud of all of that. So feel free to check that out if you would like. Also, there's other stuff on the channel. I just did my Flash Phantasmagoria. I don't know what the show of the week is today, but there's usually a lot of really fun stuff to check out. So, oh, shush. And the channel is always chock full of really fun and interesting things with fellow Ren Fair performers. Sonnets with Shakespeare, Modern Monday, Nat 21 Presents, Crafting with the Crew, all kinds of fun stuff. So definitely, yeah, go check out the really cool things when you get a chance. Oh, yeah. And, oh, it's the Grand Saints game tonight. Come and see us. Very cool. Yes, join us on Patreon and you can be part of our Patreon Saints game. Which is better than other Saints games. I kid. I love New Orleans. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Go out, create art. I am going to go to a museum and hang out with the baby and my husband. We're going to go to a museum. It's going to be fun. Go create art. Art is resistance. Thanks.